thoughts on that?
I think it's dope. I think as long as they find like a fair judging system, like even like you have to be certified to judge, you know, like there's like you do understand the criteria, so it's not so like biased or anything. I think that's what will make it legit versus people seeing it once in the Olympics and then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, you just can't do it because, you know, just because it was messed up the first time. So I think as long as they get it right the first time, it'll last as long as possible.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's tight that it's in the Olympics, and I'm really excited to see it there. And I think we've, as a scene, come very far to get it here. But I also am worried that the scene is not ready for it because, for one, there's a lot of pushback against it, which that's gonna be problems. And then the judging, I think there's a lot of hump to get over to make that right. Because I think basically judging now is kind of like you win, you know, you just point to the dude that you think wins. That ain't going to cut it for the Olympics. I mean, because they're used to points and whatever. And like, oh yeah, he wins. He got 10 points and I give him 0. Like that doesn't, that ain't going to work, dude.
For sure.
So I think, everybody in the scene really needs to come together, think about how to do this. And I'm not just talking about like the OGs. I'm talking about anybody in the scene who has a good idea to like try to figure it out. Cause I think if anything has been proven is that we don't have a good judging system other than, I mean, I think 1, 2, 3 point to who you think wins is fine with me from like an artistic perspective. Cause I look at it as like, there's these judges here and they have their own artistic perspective on what they think is good, and them pointing at it is just saying my opinion is this, that I like this more. And if the Olympics is okay with that, that's cool. But and simply because that kind of goes well with the way breaking was formed and how we've always done it, so it stays true to how we do it. I think there's holes in that for sure, but I don't think that's going to fly with the Olympics.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's kind of like, I think what they're going to say is, well, if somebody who's watching says, well, why did that guy win? And then they go, oh, because Darian from Kinja said so. And then they're like, why though? Why did he say so? And he's like, because he wore a ninja costume and the other guy didn't. Okay, well, all right. That's how you get an Olympic medal then. Yeah, so that's not going to fly, you know what I mean? So, but then again, I think giving points to specific criteria, I have some reservations on that because I think it breaks down a little bit when you go, okay, if you imagine a guy who's really well-rounded going against a guy who's really good at maybe a few things, I can still see either of those guys winning, but a judging system that tailors more to an all-around person, that guy is always going to win that battle. So I have some problems with that. I like to always compare it to painting, you know, where you're judging an art piece. So say you had like the Mona Lisa and you're looking at I forget the name of the painting, but like it's Picasso's painting of the war where it's like all this cubism kind of thing. There's like a lot of like chaos going on. There's a lot of if you were comparing those and they were like say those paintings are battling, right? How do you judge that? Because in one way you could say, oh, the realism on this one is much better than that, so they win. But then you could say, but the emotion here, I see more emotion in it. I want that one. But then you go, oh, but the Mona Lisa smile has this slight little like thing to it. So maybe it's like inner pain or whatever. So there's emotion in that too. So there's like a huge debate that gets involved with it. And so how do you put criteria to that?
Yeah. And it could like ruin the art form because
it really
people
could
would just be like, okay, I'm just going to do footwork just to get the points, you know?
Yeah.
Versus like, if that's not what you're feeling, then fucking don't do it, you know?
Which is why I really think the point to who you think wins is a good system, because it's at least going, okay, it's being true to your impressing like an audience, right? And showing your art form to that audience, and the audience is saying, okay, I want that over that. And the audience being the judge.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it's good that it stays true to that, and they're able to put their own creative opinion into the choice of the winner. So I think that's good, but I do think that it breaks down a little bit. So I've been playing with the idea of like if there was just like 20 judges and they're all from different areas of the world, they've all you know maybe had so and so amount of experience, 20 years or whatever. Renowned or whatever, you know, dancers, and they're set in the room as like the crowd, and they're just judging, and so you get 20 different points of people. So basically, your system is a point system of 20 total points, and your score is just based on who that particular audience member points to. Sure.
I think that's fine. Like, I think it's just as long as the judges are like credentialed, whatever they need to do to get to that spot, like then it's like I feel like that is the fairest way versus doing like you get points for footwork or top rocks and style and power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's so subjective, and I mean, you can get in long debates about people going like, that's not footwork. That is footwork.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, to me, I go, dude, who cares? Like you're saying that's footwork and that's not footwork. It's something. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean?
It's that guy's expression or girl's expression of whatever they think it is.
Dude, it's just dancing. It's just movement. It's either cool or it's not. It's either dope or it's not. know? So why don't you just judge on that?
Yeah.
Rather, oh, that's not footwork. He put his butt on the ground. He put his back. His pinky touched the ground. Like, what the hell are you even talking about, dude?
Yeah. Unless it's a footwork competition. Then
dude, even a footwork. Dude, I think footwork competitions are the stupidest thing. And this is a hot take, and probably I would imagine a lot of people would be mad at this, but I think footwork competitions are the stupidest shit ever, because it's like, it's just a way for people to like go in and go, hey, look at me. I did footwork based on this model of what everyone thinks footwork is, and I win. Cool. Like, not to diss anybody who's done that. Usually the person who wins is very good at what they do, but I've seen people that have very good, what I would consider footwork, and they lose. Mm-hmm. And it's because what they're doing is maybe not mainstream footwork. I think the mainstream footwork is probably that kind of like rock steady style a little bit, where it's like very steppy, a lot of pauses and stuff, little freezes in their footwork. But I've seen like more flowy styles where they're doing sweeps and they go onto the ground and like kind of roll around and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, they're still using their feet. So it's hard to say that it's not footwork, in my opinion.
It's like evolving with the times.
When I look at the footwork competition, the way I break it down is it's a way of saying, you're not allowed to do all this other stuff. And if you do it in this little bubble, then you win. Mm-hmm. And if you touch any of this stuff out here, you lose. Which, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like let's tie our one hand behind our back and let's box. Mm-hmm. That's what it is to me. Yeah. It's not like a real boxing match. It's tie both of your hands together and like try to bite each other or whatever. You know what I mean? Which, that's probably fun to watch, and I'm not going to lie. Footwork battles are fun to watch, but I don't know. If you're talking about straight up breaking, dude, I don't know. I think it's stupid. Yeah, that's my hot take. So don't hate me for it.